Hi! Today we're going to take a trip to the worm farm to fill up our grow bags with compost, plant some vegetables, and sow some seeds. But first, let's feed the flock. This is my duck and chicken's daily food routine. First, I start off with grain scratch, which is a boost of energy and improves their digestion. Next, I'll mix in the lay mash with the grain scratch. Lay mash helps them lay eggs and promotes stronger shells. And then we have our waterfowl pellets for the duck. These pellets contain niacin, which is a vitamin B3 that is vital for ducks. Now we mix the chicken's food. Now the duck can have a little bit of grain scratch and some lay mash, but she mostly eats the duck pellets. Welcome to our duck and chickens area. Meet Tinkerbell, our Easter egger chicken, Stormy, our blue Australo, and Daisy, our black Hoyelga duck. And as soon as I opened up the coop, Daisy, our duck, had just finished laying an egg. We made it to the Arizona worm farm. We came here to get compost, but we were told to get a compost mix for planting on a large scale. So we chose the mixed compost with added nutrients. Since compost is key to gardening, we ended up getting 2 scoops. Now that we have our compost, we are ready to garden. After we get some coffee, of course. Today we're going to fill up 8 7-gallon grow bags. And fill up these 4 white pots. And start some seeds in these 4 containers. Before we start planting, let's add some drainage holes to these pots. It's always good to add extra drainage holes so that way the plant doesn't get root rot. Now let's fill up all our bags with compost. Always fill up your pots or grow bags up to the brim, leaving just 1 inch from the top. And make sure to flush your bags and pots really good before planting. This will help get the plant established and help the roots from drying out. The first thing that we're going to plant are 4 different types of Gladiolus bulb flowers. Using 2 white pots, we're going to plant 5 in each pot. Space them out accordingly so that way they don't get overcrowded. You could use a popsicle stick to gently bury them underneath the soil. Now give them another good flush. Now let's plant some spinach. This wasn't the best transplant, but it worked. I also planted some bergamot herb seeds on the side. Now we have our tomato plants that we grew from seed inside the greenhouse. When transplanting tomato plants, you want to be very careful pulling them out, not exposing the roots. And yes, my husband is way better at transplanting plants than I am. After you have them transplanted, you also want to give them a good soak. We have a few extra tomato plants, and we will be transplanting them into the other 2 white pots. Now we're going to transplant some sweet potatoes. All of these slips are from a sweet potato that I propagated in the winter. By removing the soil out from the middle, you'll be able to easily transplant them. Sweet potato slips are really easy to transplant and they establish well. And we also gave them a good flush. And I almost forgot, don't forget to label all your bags and pots. Now it's time to sow some seeds. We are going to start sowing pepper hot chilies, lettuce, since it grows so well here, more tomatoes, planting more for a backup just in case the other tomatoes don't do well, and Swiss chard, which the duck and chickens will love. Thank you so much for gardening with me, and I'll see you next video.